Hey everybody. I'm gonna wait a minute for a couple people to show up, but there's a lot of stuff I need to talk about. So, understand this isn't gonna be a happy stream. This is more than likely going to be emotional as hell. But there are some things that I need to get off my chest, and some things I need to explain. And I'm certain there are questions that need to be answered. So, what I'm gonna start with is for those of you who I have worried in the last week, for those of you who have been put under any stress or who have been for any of you who have been worried about me for any of the time I've been gone. I am deeply sorry. In the last couple months, I have made a lot of mistakes. The worst of which being, in a sense, I have been lying to you guys. Because I have been putting on a happy face. And I have been trying to be strong and not let anybody know what's been going on and what's been wrong with me. I've been trying to bottle everything up, and I can't do that anymore. So, first things first, understand that I've not been okay for a very long time. I have been in the grips of probably one of my worst bouts of depression that I have ever gone through, and it's been going on for months. And this year on Thanksgiving, it all came to head, I guess. I had a very minor, very petty, very simple argument with a member of my family. Somebody was upset with me because I had failed to do something, because I had misunderstood something that they needed done. And instead of simply accepting all of the anger, all of the frustration, and everything I have been bottling up, all came out at once. And I wound up in probably the worst mental and emotional breakdown that I have ever had. For the last 5 days, I have been in a mental institute. The reason being is because after nearly 2 days of a constant breakdown, I realized that I needed help. And the only way I knew how to stress that was to call an emergency suicide hotline and let them know that I was planning to kill myself. Before you ask, no, I don't. I don't want to hurt myself. When I get mad, I say a lot of things that I don't mean. And I've always had this problem. I've had anger issues ever since I was a child, and a lot of it stems from the fact that I was heavily abused in, well, throughout a lot of my life, and a lot of it stems from my father, who was a very violent, very abusive, very destructive individual. Even still, I can't necessarily blame him for my actions, so this is me taking at least some responsibility for what I've done. I'll try to explain as much as I can if any of you have questions. No matter how personal, I want you guys to ask. If there is anything that you are still worried about, ask, and I will do anything I can to try and explain or try to put your minds at ease. I want all of you to know that I love you all, and I will never leave you guys. No matter how bad my life gets, I know there are still people here who need me. I can't promise I will never have another breakdown, but I can promise you I will do everything I can to uh ensure that it never happens again. I know that doesn't make sense. To those who are wondering, no, I'm not leaving the community. I'm still just as furry as I've always been. And no, I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm not going to stop making content. The channel will continue as it always has. But I may have to take at very least today and tomorrow off. Anyways, so for what it's worth, I know a lot of you have been trying to talk in chat. I haven't been able to see it at this point, so at this point, I'm going to open up the floor and allow you guys to start talking. But first, I need to go get a tissue and I need to get a drink. So I will be right back. All right, I can now see the chat. Oh, good lord, that's a lot of chat. Hello, everyone. Puppy, all I can say is not if I'm Lem you first. There, I will give you as many hugs as you want. I know. No, I scared you. You were actually one of the people who saw the worst, or rather heard the worst of it. Hi, Skylar fan. You're right, Leica, it is. Joza, I had a mental breakdown, and I wound up in a mental institute because I told the police I was essentially going to kill myself. Um, that's what's going on. And this is me essentially explaining and confronting the issue at hand. I love you too, Suffer Not. Love you guys. And Zaffy, yeah, we could probably use a little bit of a rave. Uh, Leica, you have no idea. This is by far one of the worst breakdowns I've ever had. This one legitimately trumps some of the worst issues I had, including the one I had when I was 16 that led me to a month-long stay in a mental institute. Max, thank you. By the way, I'm getting a little behind on chat. I'm trying to get to everyone. Heather Herbert, hey, it's nice to finally meet you. Thank you. Also, for all of you who have been trying to mlem me, mlem. Yeah, no, I'm well aware, puppy. Um, Flint, you have no idea. Just everything you've done helps little by little, and you've been doing it for a long ass time, and I thank you for that. Yeah, no, Crimson, I've kind of been, or I was the same way when I was a kid. Uh, Luna, I decided to leave the house during the breakdown because uh I've noticed, Claire. I decided to leave the house during the breakdown because to some degree, I knew that if I had stayed, I would have been a danger to the people around me. So I decided to simply leave, which was both a good and very bad idea. Oh god, Yuki, what did you do? Hey, Crimson, tell him I said thanks. Hey, puppy, you and me talking the other night is part of the reason why I'm still here, so thank you. And again, I'm sorry that I had to put you through that. I'm sorry I put you through that. I didn't have to, and I probably really shouldn't have. Jesus, Yuki. Hey, Crimson, you're allowed to ask any question. Like I said, no matter how personal. Thanks, Max. And you know what? The mistake I made was not talking about my problems. So from here on out, I'm going to do the best I can to be more transparent with you guys and be a lot less reserved. Yes, I do. I actually take, uh, at the moment, one psych med. I have a medication for my heart as well as a medication for my diabetes. I also have another psych med that is meant as a as needed, which is essentially a fairly powerful sedative meant to calm my nerves. Hey Volk, thank you. And I hope you don't take offense to me returning the money you sent when you thought I was homeless. The reason I sent it back is because I was broke as fuck when I left the house, and if I had had any money, it would have made it a lot easier for me to hurt myself. So I sent it back as a way to protect myself. Thank you. AK bar? Yeah, I don't quite take that many, but I have been on several in the past. Um, and you guys have any more questions, you're welcome to ask. Um, K bar, I actually am sort of a live-in caretaker for my mother, so yes. Uh, I am living back at home, where I've always been living. You guys will notice I'm back in my studio. The studio is legitimately my bedroom. Hey Claire, thank you. And I will be uh on the Discord here in a little bit after the stream ends. I do want to talk to you guys. Uh Hey, Circle. Thank you. Also, why were you at the dentist? Do you have a toothache? Hey, puppy. If you would have come out here, you wouldn't have been able to. The facility I was in did not allow for um did not allow for visits during the time I was there because of the fact that I was on a 5150 watch, which meant the belief was that when I was brought in, I was a danger to both myself and to the people around me. I was essentially in uh, solitary pretty much the entire time for the first 24 to 30 or so hours. And then I was on 24/7 supervision for the next several days. Um, Josa, it depends on what you mean. How long have I been depressed like this? Or how long have I had the issues that led to all of this? Hey, Dark, I'm the one that's supposed to be apologizing, man. And I know, I get it. I've missed the hell out of you, but I understand. Ah, puppy, if you would have waited at the doorstep, you would have froze to death. Thank you, Alex. And honestly, I've missed all of you too. Hey, sir, that's adorable. Hey, Aiden. And Aiden, thank you for checking up on me. Josa, the critical part has only been for the last about 5 days. The build up to it has been several months. And one of the biggest reasons why all of this happened is because for the last couple years, the thing I haven't been telling you is I have absolutely hated myself. I'm glad to be safe, Tiny, and hey kiddo, love you. I'm sorry if I worried you. Hey Louie, or hey Shadow. Sorry Crimson. Hopefully you can get back onto Arc and sometimes sometime in the next couple days I gotta come say hey to all the dinos that you've got. You can show me all the new ones and I really need to take Moro out for a run. And yeah, I know Aiden. Honestly, somewhere in my head I was pretty scared myself. Yeah, no, I'm well aware. Circle. Thank you, Volk. And honestly, I love being on your streams, man. I love being able to talk with you. I love all of you too, Zephyr. Hi, Void. Hey, K-Bar. Thank you. Joza, that's the plan. Except this time, instead of fighting to simply keep myself grounded, I'm going to be fighting to try to get better. I want to get back to the person I was before all of this shit happened, before the depression set in. Yeah, Zafia, they really are, and they can do a really huge number on your psyche if you don't deal with them. Oh, I mean, puppy, even if you don't get an Xbox, you can get the app and come onto the or come into parties and chat with us. Well, thank you, Alex. I look forward to it. Hey, Void, love you, girl. It's good to see you. Ah, I'm actually not able to keep up with the chat at this point. I have been trying to, but all right. Later, K Bar. Uh, after everything's done here, I'm probably gonna come over and say hey in your stream. So be ready for it. And hey, K Bar, thanks again for the donation. I know how much the first dollar you made meant to you. So the fact that you donated the dollar, I see that as one hell of a symbol. Hunter, I had a very bad mental breakdown, but I'm okay now and I am doing everything that I can to get better. Aw, well, Alex, I hope your mom gets better. And Zafi, no, weed is actually part of the problem in this case because the medication I'm on is one that reacts negatively to the chemicals in weed. Um, so that's actually part of my healing process is until I am stable enough to get off of the medications I'm on without any side effects, without any problems, I'm not touching weed again. I recognize now that I have an addiction and it has become far, far worse than it should ever have been. So I am going to abstain for however long it takes for me to get back to my old self again. So at very least, it means you guys got me sober for the next year or two. Hey, puppy, I don't think I could ever get annoyed at you. At least not for that. Hey, Alex. The stampede of cuddles might not be a great idea, but you know what is? Snuggle pile. Alex, that's part of why I disappeared for about a week is because where I've been has already helped me start on the process of rehabilitation. I've already talked to the person I get my weed from and have told them that no matter how much I ask them, no matter how much I try to pay them, I don't want them to sell me weed until I can prove to them that I am off my medication. And since she is one of my close friends and has been for a very long time, she's agreed to that, and it means it's going to make it 1,000 times harder for me to get my hands on it. So even if I try, it's going to be nearly impossible for me. Oh yeah, weed with effexor is a really bad idea. Also, hey puppy, I'm glad you just admitted that you're a frilly boy. Hey Joza, all I can say is if you've never had it, don't start. I won't lie, when you're on it, it can be fun, but it is one of those things that can absolutely ruin your life. So, in all reality, it's not worth it. E. Thank you, Dylan. Yeah, that's not good, Zephy. Yeah, that's the thing, Alex. It'll mess you up pretty bad, even if it can be fun occasionally. The side effects, like the damage it does to your lungs or what it can do to your psyche, are not worth it. Especially not risking an addiction. What type of phone do I have? I have a Nokia. Crimson, I do not give out my personal number for various reasons. Hey Adam, I I need to apologize to you for more than one thing because I know our last conversation was not a good one, and I apologize. I kind of went off on you, and you did not deserve that. All right, later, Joza. Uh, hey, Joza. Anytime I can respond, I will. You have my word. Hey, Skylar. I enjoy seeing everyone who comes to these chats. I consider everyone who spends any amount of time here, no matter how long, a, a very welcome friend. Hey, Adam, we both have learning to do. Neither of us are perfect. But you know what? If you're still willing to chat with me, if you're still willing to hang out with me, we can start trying to learn together. We can start trying to be better people together. I know you've already started that. It's time I start too. Also, uh, did I see a Johnson? Hey, Johnson, you're going to MFF 2022. Cool. Yeah. I mean, Zaffy, all things in moderation, but it shouldn't be something that's used as a crutch. If the reason you smoke is depression, stop. That's the mistake I made. And that's part of what led me to where I am. It's part of what caused my addiction. And ultimately it's ultimately what led to this breakdown because well, THC can fuck you up. Oh god. Hey Zephyr, being addicted to chocolate is probably one of the better addictions to have. It can still be pretty bad because if you eat too much of it, you're gonna get a tummy ache. But at least it's not gonna hurt you like what I've got. So thank you, Crimson. Um, Thank you, Adam. And yeah, no. Ceiling fans and roller coasters. I don't understand how you can be addicted to ceiling fans, but I do understand the addiction to roller coasters. I love them myself too. And Puppy, yeah, we have. He was one of the first people I talked to. Uh, Admittedly, the absolute first person I messaged was Avia. Aw, thank you, Zena. Thank you, Adam. Aw, thank you, Zephyr. Yeah, the chat is even stuttering. Like the chat app right over here is stuttering with how fast the chat is going. So, jeez. I'll definitely have to look into it, Alex. Um, Zafi, that's definitely one way of doing it. And if what Avia told me is true, it's a hell of a thing to do. It's really fun. But just make sure that you do a tandem for your first time because it can be dangerous if you're trying to go it alone. Oh, Crimson. The answer to do I like dark chocolate? Girl, I eat nibs. Like I eat chocolate nibs, which are 100% pure cocoa bean. So yeah, I like dark chocolate. That's about as dark as it gets. Hey Yuki, I've currently already got a hat, but you know what? I could always use a shoulder phoenix. Oh God, sir, yeah, I know you're addicted to flight sims. Wait, Alex, are you saying you want some of the nibs that I've got? I mean, I've literally got some back here. Give me just a sec. Also, by the way, Volk, I know you love blush paws. I kind of do too. Okay, so see these? These things are the most bitter thing I have ever eaten. They're so fucking good. They also contain next to no chocolate, or not chocolate, next to no sugar. In fact, I believe they don't. Yeah, they're totally sugar free. This is literally one of the that amount right there is what you would normally get in a fucking full-size Snickers bar. Mm. They're really good, but my favorite way of having them is to take a bunch of them, melt them into water, add a little bit, or correction, melt them into either water or cream. Water is usually the best because it doesn't make it as dense. Add a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon, and then bring it to a boil. Oh, cool, Adam. I still need to watch Game of Thrones. Zaffy, have I ever tried the one chip challenge? No. Would I? Fuck yes. I love spicy food, man. In fact, I actually have uh freaking ghost pepper mustard that I put on just about every sandwich I eat. Aw, snuggles for the Crimson. Yeah, no, Adam, I haven't seen Game of Thrones either. I think I've seen like maybe 5 minutes of one episode of it, and that's about it. Oh, cool. I might take you up on that one, Aiden. Yeah, Void, I've heard it is. That's one of the reasons why I want to watch it. Yeah, Crimson, Ghost Pepper to me is like jalapenos to normal people. I have a sauce that I make that is literally one part tomato paste, one part citrus, a bunch of different herbs like cardamom, uh, ginger, and a couple others. But on top of that, it's also one part pureed Carolina Reaper. It's a sauce that I call the Red Death, and it is unbelievably hot. Also, hey Adam, if you want to get a good start for spicy foods, there are these things called banana peppers or cherry peppers. They're actually how I started out as a kid. From there, I just worked my way up the chain. Zaffy, yeah, no, a lot of heat like that can really fuck you up pretty quickly. Yeah. Oh, I love spicy food. But again, I've got this weird thing that I can eat spicier foods than most people ever dare try. Oh, Zephyr, you don't want to do that. I'm a professionally trained chef, man. Hey, Volk, to be entirely honest, I like smiling better than, frowning. So, I think I'm going to try to do it more often. Oh, cool. Well, thanks, Dennis, and yay. All right, we'll do, Adam. Aw, poor thing. Potato. No, no, better yet, tomato. Aw. Ooh. Ribs are absolutely amazing, especially with some of my dry rubs. Yeah, I'll let you know when I want to come on and when I'm ready to come on. But for today, there's a lot of things I have to do because honestly, part of the reason why things got so bad is because, uh, well, I want you guys to try and understand something. So I want you guys to see exactly what the rest of the studio looks like. And it's been like this for almost a year. And I hate the fact that I'm going to show you guys this because I hate the fact that this is what it is. But give me a sec. Oh, Jesus. I gotta adjust the filters. Give me a sec. So, remember these numbers, guys: 80, 90, 90, 20. You guys can remember those numbers for me. I will be right back. I'm going to disable the camera for just a second, and I'm going to show you what my nightmare looks like. The all gay. Oh, Lord. Also, I'm hoping you guys can still, like, hear me, because I think my... Okay, there we go. No, Alex, don't spam it, but thank you for the numbers: 80, 90, 90, 20. See what I mean? There are a lot of things that need to change, and I'm gonna be making the... Yeah, no, there's at least one dick. I have been depressed for a very long time, and part of that is because I haven't had the drive, I haven't had the will or the want to take care of myself. Because, again, for a very long time, I hated myself. And to some extent, I still do. It's hard for me to even look in the mirror. But you know what? I'm gonna be doing everything I can to change that. I want to get back. I want to get back to where I was before the depression set in, before I lost the will to take care of myself, and before everything. I want to be a better person for all of you because, quite honestly, I think you all deserve it. So, I am going to do what I can to make that change and to essentially, well, for lack of a better word, clean up my act. Why is that, Zephyr? Oh, I love you guys too. From today onward until this room is clean and can stay clean, I'm going to be essentially working on it little by little each day. And I'm hoping that from that I can essentially get myself into a better mindset. I've actually already taken down my blackout curtain. Uh because for the last like year or so, maybe more, I have had these curtains that black out both of my windows and restrict almost all of the light coming through. Those were the first thing I took down when I got home because from here on out, I'm not living in darkness. I need to let a little sunlight in. So that's what I'm doing. And Tiny, honestly, I've been trying to clean up this fucking mess for months. This is actually better than it's been in a while. But there's still a lot to fix. There's still a lot to do. And today is the day I start doing it. So, as soon as I end the stream, which this stream will be ending very shortly, I am going to hop on Discord and I'm going to sit and talk with you guys while I clean part of my fucking room. Because again, things need to change and I need to live a lot better than I do. I need to take care of myself a lot better than I do. Because honestly, if I'm going to be around to hang out with you guys for as long as I want to be, if I'm going to survive as long as I want to, I can't keep living the way I've been living. So, see you guys in a couple minutes in the Discord. Love you guys. And thank you all for staying by me. Hey, Alex, if you have all Fs and that's the case, boyo, you need to make a change too. So, instead of coming on Discord, I'm even going to tell you, go study. Your education is more important than anything else. Okay? Love you all. And once again, for any of you I've worried throughout this particular endeavor, or ever, all I can do is apologize. In some ways, I don't think that's ever going to be enough, but at least I can try. Love you guys. And I'll talk to you soon.